everybody, it's me. I know I'm a little bit late. I am still trying to get used to the whole Friday schedule, but a lot of stuff happened and I wasn't technically at home, so recording was a bit off, and then I had a big project as well that kind of got away from me. So that's why we're getting the video today. So sorry for my mistake. I'm gonna try and get back on schedule. And I know that this isn't the face reveal and the reaction video that I promised, but I kind of had a bit of a problem. I messed up on recording, so a lot of the audio and a lot of the actual video is really messed up, so I figured I will just rewatch it. And for those of you who don't know, usually I like to rewatch stuff about 4 or 5 times to get like a really good feel of what I'm watching. So you probably will appreciate my second watch than my first one, because I was extremely quiet. I didn't realize how quiet I was when I watched things on my own. But yeah, so to pacify for the time being until I get everything settled and fixed, I thought I would show you guys basically an old design that I did. So back in the day, and I'll put them here in the video in a minute. Back in the day, I did the redesign challenge, so to speak. It was everywhere on Twitter and a few times on Instagram, where artists were redesigning the HAZBIN Hotel cast. And it was all in good fun, you know? Just a fun little, here's my creative input, or, you know, things about the character that I really like that I would have liked to have seen in their designs. So in the beginning, when I first started doing it, I had everybody completely perfectly set. I knew what each individual character was gonna look like. I knew what parts of their personality I wanted to use, and I knew their fashion choice and all of that. However, Charlie was the only one that I had no idea what to do with, mainly due to the fact that there's nothing about her. She has little to no information about her in any of her, like, in her wiki or in the show in general. We don't know much about her other than she's the Princess of Hell, and that's about it. Her personality doesn't give me too much indicator of, like, other than she's a very bubbly person, and that's it. That's not enough for me to work with, honestly. So I went back and looked at some of Vivzy Pop's old drawings of Charlie, and her love for musicals seemed to be the one thing that I was sticking to. And originally, the design that you're seeing, the one where this Charlie is in like suspender shorts, this was supposed to be her out of work attire, where like in the public she dresses more fancy, more devilish, you know, somewhat similar to her mother, but more of like a business style. And then in private, she would dress more, you know, comfy and more like somebody who's in a dance studio. So that was the original feel of how I was going to do this, but yeah. When I officially finished everybody's design and I posted them, no one cared for the Charlie design, and I understand why. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is awful. And so, yeah, I thought it was best to just go back and redo a bunch of stuff. There were a lot of design elements that I kind of just really butchered and really tried, and I don't know what I was doing, honestly. I thought all my energy went into her other design. This casual design I didn't care for in the beginning, but since it was so simple, I started on it first. And then by the time I was finished with everybody else, I was too tired to even attempt to do the original style I chose. So it got scrapped. And so everyone was kind of forced to look at this, and I mean, the hair looks good, but everything else I hate. And weirdly enough, I should have let it go and been happy about it, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I can't let this go. I honestly feel so bad that I've messed up as bad as I did. I mean, I was so mad. I'm still semi-mad, and I couldn't let it go. I really couldn't let it go. I was thinking about it the whole time I was at my mom's, because, like I said, I didn't have what I normally work on, so I was kind of stuck re-looking at some of my old designs and I was like, okay, I'm not happy with this and I'd like to try again. Here is the new design, and the final image is going to be a little bit different because her hair and her eye color I'm not too happy with, so I'm going to try and fix that. So that's the final. At the very end, you'll see the differences between what I'm working on now and then what I'm working on, or what the finished product at the end. But anyway, I'm going to explain a few things, if that's okay. So with Charlie's original design, it was always a problem in the beginning anyway, was the fact that Lucifer and Lilith look a lot alike. They both have pale skin, both dark-eyed, both have blonde hair, and so that didn't give me much play room to work in like different features of the parents. I could only work with what I was given, so yeah. But in some of the live streams that Vivzy Pop did, she did mention the fact that Charlie is designed to look like a doll, and I see it in the face, but her overall outfit and like hairstyle is not much of a doll, and I am a huge doll collector. Like, I have so many porcelain dolls, Barbies, Bratz, Monster High dolls, Ever After High stuff. I love dolls, and the only thing I could see about Charlie was the face, because that is a typical face paint for a porcelain doll or like a rag doll style, but the rest of her, not so much. She still looks like a businesswoman wearing tap shoes. I ran with the doll look a little bit harder by giving her like bigger eyes, redder cheeks, because her cheeks kind of blend in a little too much, so she's getting a darker shade of red than this like pinkish hue she's got going on. I kind of kept the same style of outfit that I originally did at the beginning, but zhuzhed it up more where it's more cartoony, and I'm calling it flouncy. But her sleeves are bigger, they don't fit her as well, her bow's a little bit funky looking, you know, something that a kid would tie, and her weird cut off stocking pant leg things. It was mostly so I could show off the legs, and the only reason for that was to show off like the doll lines, the joint lines basically, because in some of the older drawings of Charlie, she has like full-blown tattoos and they're all in red, and I really liked that, and I figured if this Charlie is supposed to look more like a doll, and seeing as how Charlie's cheek marks are more like a birthmark situation, so I figured she would have doll lines or joint lines that are similar to her cheeks. So, you know, that's what those are. It's not a it's not a tattoo or like anything. It's on her body. She is not actually made of doll joint parts. This is just like a skin thing. And as for the hair, I wanted it to be sleeker and a little bit more well kept, as similar as the dolls. But I'm still not happy with the design of the hair, because it's so hard to work with a character who's got such funky hair, honestly. Charlie has the most funkiest hair of everybody. I would really like to try something different, but for now, this is the overall style that I'm going with, which is her portrait style. If you go back and watch, you'll see that in Charlie's family portrait, she's got her hair tied up in like these barbed wired scrunchies or whatever she's got going on, but she's got it set up to where it's like a double ponytail basically. And then her itty bitty horns. But Charlie's horns are huge when she goes into full demon mode, so I'd like to think that when she's walking around, they're like these itty bitty little horns that don't worry people until it's too late. And of course, I kept the tap shoes. I just changed the color because most of the colors just went in a more darker direction than anything. All of her brownish colors turned into more darker gray tones. All of her pinkish reddish hues turned into full blood red, and her blonde hair is still the same color, honestly. It just doesn't have those like candy red stripes in her hair. But yeah, this was just like a me thing where I wanted to fix a mistake that I made like a year ago. So sorry to have you guys listen to me drone on about something that I just couldn't let go of. Honestly, I really like this design. I'm still semi not happy, but this is Charlie we're talking about, so it's kind of difficult to work with a character that is like so simple yet so detailed at the same time. So like reorganizing a bunch of stuff is a little bit difficult, and parts of her personality and backstory are still kind of up in the air. But at least she looks more like a doll now, even though she's kind of got like this more dummy look, because I did reference Slappy a few times. Any Goosebumps people, you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You guys let me know about the design, because I'm still up in the air about it. I still don't 100% love it, but, you know, it looks better than what it did. So I'm not gonna complain anymore. I'm gonna let it go. Hopefully everyone else thinks she looks as good as I'm hoping she does, because otherwise I'm gonna have to redo this all over again, and I really don't want to, but I will. I will get the perfect redesign look of Charlie if I have to. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm hoping to have the reaction video soon, so stay tuned for that. Let me do the whole spiel of like, share, and subscribe. So anyway, I hope you all have a really good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!